Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name's Cinderella Mouse and this is Dragon Age Origins. Let's jump back into it because I left it on a bit of a cliffhanger last time. We were fighting the Void Dragon and absolutely getting slaughtered, quite frankly. So I'll read the little recap thing. I love that when you go to load, it gives you this recap. Such a clever idea. I don't think I've ever seen this in any other games. You are almost ready to make your final stand against the Blight. Riordan, a veteran Grey Warden, has finally revealed to you why the Grey Wardens are needed. When the Archdemon perishes, its soul travels through the shared Darkspawn taint into the Grey Warden's body, destroying both souls. Riordan has offered to make the sacrifice. So we did see in the last video, in this epic cutscene, he jumped on the back of the Void Dragon, was stabbing it, and basically like fell down the wing, like when sailors come down the sail of a ship with the dagger in it, and fell off, and the Void Dragon has crashed on this rooftop. We don't know what happened to Riordan. I assume he died, so that means that me or Alistair are going to have to kill this Darkspawn dragon, and if we don't do it, then basically the Darkspawn can come back. So we shall see. We shall see who makes that sacrifice. I feel like it should be Elissa because, you know, Alistair is more important to the legacy of the kingdom, and she would self-sacrifice, but we'll see when the moment comes. We'll see what happens. I've got to defeat the dragon first, and that is proving to be quite difficult, so... Do I have any, like, fire-resistant potions? Oh, here we go. Okay, we're back here. All right. I am gonna... I've got my glasses on today and everything looks, like, weirdly big. Right, what if I chug some fire-resistance potions? Do I have anything of that type? Fire crystal. Small bonus to fire resistance for a short time. Okay, crush. Yeah, use it. Okay. And... Alistair, also use one. And Win, also use one. And Karlak, baby, can you also use one? I don't know if Karlak can use these. Let's see what happens. Okay, go. Everybody use it. Yeah. Okay. Win. I don't think we can paralyze this thing, can we? I think we tried to paralyze it and it just didn't work. So is there anything that I can do? Did I try and paralyze it? Let's do it one more time. I feel like it was just dodging everything I tried to do to it. Yeah, it's not working. Okay, you are just going to be support. Glyph of Paralysis, Heroic Defense, Life Wood, Haste, Cleansing Aura, Petrify. So none of these things work on the Void Dragon, I don't think. Earthquake. Is there anything that can, like, boost everybody? Heroic Aura. Most missile attacks for a moderate duration. I mean, I suppose they were missile attacks. Rock armor. I don't know. When you do your thing, I guess we're all going in. Karlak, can you try and help? Please, see if that does anything. Did it work? Did it get stunned? I can't tell. It's so big. Okay, I don't know. We're just gonna, I know, we're gonna move around. So we're not all like grouped together and we're just gonna start bashing it quite hard. I don't want to use all my best stuff on it actually because I feel like maybe I do, I don't know, because we know more baddies come. Stop it! So I don't know. Can you do stuff that's like actually good, please? Oh no, I'm stunned. No, I don't like that. No, leave Karlak alone. I'm just gonna have to try and keep everybody up, I think. Like, I don't know what else to do other than just chug health potions. Oh my god. Okay. Shred. Chug a health potion. And keep doing cool stuff, I guess. Holy Smite. Holy Smite, do that. That sounds good. On the dragon. Oh, yeah. The health potion plus... Oh, the dragon's flown away. Great. I don't really have range, do I? Can I... What if I switch out for some, like, range stuff when it's ranged? Maybe that's a good idea. Okay, what have I got here? Crossbow. Crossboat. Because that's what it's called. Bolt. What do we think? Andraste's arrows, interrupt spell casting. Ice Bolt. Cold damage. What's going to work best on it? Knockback Bolt? Chance to knock targets back? No. I think, because Explosive Bolt sounds cool, but I feel like it does fire damage, so maybe Ice Bolt? I'm really not sure. Okay, you do that. And then Alistair, can we also give you some kind of bow and arrow? This is not the best bow that we've had this entire time, but we're going to work with what we've got. And you can use, what's Arrow Filth? Nature damage. Justice, interrupt spellcasting. Give that a try. I don't fucking know. And when you've got range, Karlach, you just stay alive, Karlach, okay? Karlach, you just be a good doggo. And where did the dragon go? I don't even know where that dragon went. Oh, it's back. I found it! Okay, Karlach, I'm gonna need you to chug a bone and then get out there. Move, Karlach, move! Oh, I forgot I could call people. Wait, hang on. Armored targets and have no ranged weapons. Strong defensive unit but lack ranged weapons. Let's take the elves because they've got range. Win! Girl, why are you so close to this thing? You are a ranged attacker. Oh, damn. Wind steal. Okay. Do that. Actually, no. Do that. Okay, cool. Okay, you are the healer. Stay back here. And just hit it from a distance, okay? Just hit it from a distance. Until the elves get here. Are the elves coming? The elves are here. Okay. Elissa. Get a distance for this thing. Go. Elissa, go over there. Karlach, honestly, go as far away as physically possible. Alistair, also, I don't know, go. Where can you go? Go back there. And then can we all do like ranged attacks? From a distance. We're going in ranged, mate. Ranged attacks. Okay, I know that's not your speciality, but I think we need to keep a distance from this thing. If it gets close, you can use your other weapons. Okay, ranged attacks. And then I'm just going to keep hold of Karlach. Everybody freeze. Do not move position. Are you okay, Win? Okay. Who's that? Who is that? Alistair? Okay. Alistair, are you okay? Let's give Alistair some healing. No, heal Alistair. Oh, okay. Run away, Alistair. Run. Okay. Alistair, get your bow and arrow out, dumbass. Okay, it's moving. Okay, it's over there now. Okay. Karlach, again! Karlach, you do not have to solo mode this. Get out of there. Go. Oh, no. Go. Okay. Hold. Right, where is everybody? We're okay. We're firing at it. Nobody's close. Wait, no. Is that Alistair? No. Who's this? Al-Aman? I forgot Al-Aman was joining us. Okay. Win, can you try and keep everybody alive, including Al-Aman, please? Can we really not paralyze it? Let me try again. It'd be nice if I could resist it. Maybe I do have a chance. Okay. Everybody's okay. Keeping distance is a good idea. Al-Aman might be dead. Is that Al-Aman? Where did he go? No, Al-Aman is still absolutely thrashing him. Right, hang on, I'm trying to see Al-Aman's health. No, Al-Aman is down, I think. Well, rip to him. Okay, right. Win, go over there. Who's this? Random archer, where are you? You're fine, stay where you are. Where are you? You're okay. Okay, we're good. Wait, are you okay, girl? Okay, maybe we need a little bit more distance. Okay, we're gonna heal everybody. Perfect. Okay, and we're gonna keep firing at that thing. Right, let's move everybody back a little bit more. Okay. And Alistair, can you also move back a little bit, please? Okay, just to get a bit more range. Okay, perfect. You take a little healing potion. It's moving again! Oh, this guy! Okay, get up. And get over there. Alistair, can you please move? Where's the dragon? Where is it? Okay, can you please move back here? Wynn, where are you? Wynn, can you get up this way? And can you heal? What's this one? Revival. Oh, you can revive a fallen party member. It's a shame I can't get our layman up. Mass rejuvenation. All members of the party. Heroic aura. I don't know. Just chug a health potion. Chug a health potion. There we go. We're good. Stop flying around! Okay, back up a little bit more. And you, Alistair. Oh god, Alistair's fallen. Alistair, move! Alistair, move! Wait, hang on. Oh, can I not make it face? Wait, where's it going now? Where's it gone? Because I would like to hit it with the ballista, actually.
Done.
Oh, it's ages away. Why isn't it facing the right way? Can I move it? Oh, why isn't it facing the way I need it to? That would have been so cool. Okay, I think this is where all the other baddies come in. Maybe, can I save right now? I can't. Okay. Elissa, where are you? Right, I think this is where all the other baddies start spawning in. So, yeah, look, there's one like up here, I think. Like, let me go to where Wynn is. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna take this off. We're gonna paralyze that guy. Karlak, can you overpower that guy? Okay, where are you? Okay, we're gonna go back to... Oh, no, hang on, sorry. We're gonna go back to this mode. Okay. Go and get that guy. Alistair? Go and get this guy, I guess. There we go. Okay, right. Go. No, Alistair, I just said... Unless we just keep getting the dragon from a distance, I don't know. Okay, you go for him. You're going for him. Okay, you're moving. Okay, good for you, I guess. Oh, wait, there's a guy there. Get this one. Petrify. Karlak. Turn around and claw this guy. Okay, perfect. Keep getting this guy. Okay, Karlak, you're a runner. Get over here. Right, start getting these guys. Charge. Okay, oh my god, everybody's looking rough. Elissa? Health potion. Wynn? Run down here. Oh my god, I wish I had Morrigan for this so badly. Oh my god, and the dragon's just firing shit at us. This absolutely sucks, to be honest. I don't know how anyone's meant to do this. Down on like super easy mode. Oh my god, Thingy's fallen. The mage guy from the mage circle. Why am I specifically getting attacked here? Can we like team up? Can we team up? Oh, like, get around here. Get this guy. We're all gonna go for the same guy. That's my new technique. Right, get to this. Oh damn! I thought I found shelter. Get the general. Petrify him. Ah! Okay, win. Someone help. Elissa's down. Great. Maybe we're all meant to die. Maybe that's what's meant to happen. Maybe it's meant to go wrong. Oh god, Alistair's gone as well. I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. I feel like maybe everybody should be up here. Like the dragon can't help here. Yeah, we're down. We're done. I don't know what to do. That is so hard. I mean, it's good that it's really hard because, like I say, story-wise, momentum-wise, it has been building up to this moment, right? We knew that the dragon had this massive army. We knew that was going to be a massive battle. I just didn't know they were going to take Morrigan off me. If I was going to replay it, if I was going to keep playing as Thanadore or what's my girl elf called? I can't remember. Malachi. I think I would definitely be more prepared. I think Thanadore would be here with Morrigan and stand a much better chance. But okay, load last save. Literally, I just don't know what to do. Other than, are we gonna go pussy ass mode? Can I do like gameplay difficulty super easy? I'm on easy mode, and this feels like it's nightmare mode. I really, really don't know what to do. What did we get last time? Redcliffe soldiers. I'm gonna get the dwarves this time. We'll see how we do with the dwarves, and I think I'm just gonna keep a real distance. I think I'm gonna get my entire crew up this way. Hold. Yeah, I'm just gonna get everybody like up here. And I am gonna let the dwarves deal with this. And I'm gonna focus on us staying alive because the game literally ends if we die. So the others, I guess, are random NPCs that don't run closer. Okay, he's coming closer to us. It's fine. Oh god. Right, fine. Get up here. Right, and then just fire at him from a distance. Again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to switch out for ranged weapons for this bit. I don't know, ice arrows. No, ice arrows. There you go. Can you also get like up here, I guess? I really, really wish I could turn those ballistas around. Right, where are you? Can you get up here with wind? Let's go up here with wind for the win. Elissa, could you also get up here with Alistair? Everybody kind of spread out. I can just hear people dying. Noises of people dying in the background. Let's give you some bolts. Ice bolts. There we go. Again, I don't know. I don't know. Fire bolts. I don't know what's best to use. Let's just do what we're doing. It's moving again. No. We've got 47 of these guys. Massive attack. Love the music. There probably is some really awesome music here, but I turned music off. Leave Alistair alone. Wait. Oh god, he's come up here. Okay, Alistair, come over here. Because I feel like he doesn't get all these, like, ballista areas. So, Alistair, if you go... Why can't I pinpoint the ground? Oh my god, damn. Alistair, don't die. Alistair, don't die. Okay, we're good. Go. Okay. Yeah, absolutely criminal to have these and not allow us to use them. Wait, no, wait, are they pointing at the dragon? Wait. Am I stupid? Have I been stupid this entire time? Wait, what? Is it? Wait. Where are you? Wait. Huh? Girl. Hang on. Why is it so slow? Alistair. What is happening? Why can't I use this ballista? Why doesn't this make sense to me?
All right.
Yeah, use it. Use the damn thing. Use it. Keep using it. Right, hang on. I've got it. I understand. Ballista jammed. Okay, girl. Right, so I think what we need to do is like run round the top of it where we use it. Like this, right? Okay, wait. Let me get in place. Okay. Go. Oh my god, we mastered it. What are we doing? Very well. Use object. Sufficient skill?
Yes.
Sufficient skill. Why? Why is it jammed? We got it a little bit though. That was good. Any more in this little area? Right, so let me get close and start using my arrows again, I guess. Okay, go.
If we must fight, let us do it quickly.
No idea where Karlach is right now. Karlach's up here with another... Wait, have we got another one? Oh no, I don't think it's going to work. He's not close enough. But we're ready when he comes. Okay, we're doing something. The dwarf numbers are dwindling slightly, which is not the best. But rather than just absolutely destroying it. Let me see if I can use it again. Maybe it's got like a cooldown? No, it just keeps on saying it's jammed. Right click repair. I'm trying. Who can repair it? Right click repair.
You need help?
It just keeps saying insufficient skill. I don't know how to repair that. Meanwhile, the dragon is just slaughtering everybody. What kind of skill do I need to do that? Yeah, he's just absolutely decimating the dwarves, and I don't know what I'm meant to be doing.
Here.
Like, why won't he move? We need him to move. Wait, he's moving. Where's he moving to? Okay. Which means I can get over here to this one. Okay. Go. Right, hang on. Let me get Alistair to move as well. Alistair, can you just go, I don't know, about here? Right. Go. God, moving is so difficult and awkward. We've got 16 dwarves left. Turn this thing around. Oh, that's just here like, I found another one. Right, move this. Move it. God, it's so slow. Right, Alistair, what are you doing, mate? Are you firing arrows? Right, Alistair, get over... Can we use this one? No. Go up there. Fire arrows at him. You come here. Fire stuff at him. Okay. Hopefully this is going to do something. Go. 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 Okay. It's not broken. Right, he's over there now. Right, go to this one. Oh, can I get him from there, do you think? I don't think so. I think maybe. No. No, this is where all the bad guys come. Okay. Everybody. Can we get everybody where Elissa is? Where's Elissa? Directly opposite the dragon.
At
Okay,
your
go,
order.
go, 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 go. Or I get everybody here. Right, hang on, wait. Okay, there's Elissa. There's you. Win. Can you also get over there to them? And then if we're all together, we've got a better chance of defending ourselves, right? And we're near the two working ballistas. Okay. Alistair, get over here. Oh, Elissa, get over here. Okay. Here we go. Okay, we're just gonna hold our ground. Hold our position. They're gonna come to us eventually. Right, there we go. See? Oh, down. Rude. Dragon, rude. Wait, hang on. Can I, like, cleanse aura? What's he put on us? Complex area. No. Right, hang on. We're in some kind of weird wildfire, so I think we need to back just a bit. Whatever that thing is. Oh my god, no. We're just gonna have to deal with whatever that is, I think. Okay. Don't hold position. Move freely. Okay. Heal everybody. Paralyze this guy. Good. Karlak, howl. Okay. Get this guy with overwhelm. Okay, good. Right, hang on. What's everybody else doing? Yeah, get this guy. Perfect. She has her sword and shield out, which is great. Alistair's still using his bow and arrow, which should have really switched. Help. No, get this guy first. No, get this guy. Help. Do that. Okay, Karlak. How are you doing? You're doing great. Win. I think we need to probably petrify this guy. No, that's weakness. Petrify. Good. Okay, Elissa. Healing. I shall do it. Yeah, this blue stuff, we probably do need to move out of this, but he just keeps getting me with more. What's this? Ballista tower. Right, get over here, I guess. No, wait, Karlak's nearly down. Do that. Karlak, get over there. Eat a bone. Need to keep Karlak up. Move. Okay, we're gonna do, what's this one? Revival, regeneration on Karlak. Oh, we can get people up. I've got revival. Okay, I need to remember that. This is just too many people all at once. Shred. Bash this guy. Oh god. What's all this? Punisher, penalty. Can I cleanse that? Maybe we need to move further away from the dragon. I don't know. What if I get everybody to go over there? Let's get everybody there first. Everybody leg it over here. Oh, we've got no dwarves left. That's the problem. Okay, so we need... Let's get Redcliffe. Everybody move. Everybody move. Everybody move. Everybody move. Yeah, oh my god, no. That's bad. That's bad. Oh, I've not got the thing. Wait, hang on. Oh god, she's not got the thing either. Everybody's gonna go down. Sorry, I'm having a moment of panic. Alistair's okay. Who's this? Elissa, greater health potion. Win, minor health potion. Mabari crunch. I don't like the red. I don't like the red. Okay. Oh, wind's almost down. Do that. Where did Carla go? Oh. There's just so many of them. Someone's down. I can't even click on them. Where are they? Oh, it's the dog. Okay, wait. Oh my god, I am not doing great, guys. I'm not very happy right now. Help win. It just feels impossible. It feels so hard. Have a health potion. I don't know. Like, I don't know at this point. I'm feeling a bit defeated. Like, I can get Karlak up, but I just don't want it to go straight back down again. I haven't even got enough mana to do it. Mass rejuvenation. Revival. Okay, insufficient mana. Right, let me... Potent Lyrian potion.
Yes.
Okay, potent Lyrian potion. And then I've got... Revive. Is that Karlak there? Revive Karlak. God damn it, they interrupted it. Revive Karlak. Come on, girl. Do it. Right, Karlak's back up. Okay. Mass rejuvenation. Fuck, Alistair's down. That's not doing much. This. No! Oh my god. Oh my god. Absolutely impossible. I really don't know what I'm meant to be doing right now.
I am ready.
This fight is too hard, and this is on easy.
Watch out. Don't give them the advantage. Now we do battle.
Do what I tell you to do. Oh, that's shield cover. Damn. It would help if I wasn't pressing the wrong thing. I think I have to give up. I don't know what else I'm meant to do. Honestly, it's such a troll to take away party members like that. Like, to leave me without Morrigan. I just don't know how I'm meant to survive it because, like, obviously, I don't mind games where there's a learning curve, right? I don't mind when you've got, like, mega boss battles and it's like you've got to figure it out. But I feel like I feel like this is too hard. And this is on easy mode. It shouldn't be this hard. And And I'm all for scaling, right? I'm all for like scalability with games. So I assume like this to me feels like nightmare mode, right? So I understand that some players like it when it's really, really difficult, especially when you've played a game a number of times and you're kind of getting like an expert at it, you're kind of getting a pro at it, to be able to level up to those harder modes. So for example, me, I've played Baldur's Gate so much, the honor mode doesn't feel that hard to me anymore. And I'm installing mods that, you know, are very hard to make it more challenging and more unexpected, because I miss kind of when I first played Baldur's Gate, the first time I played it, everything felt so difficult and so hard and so overwhelming. And then like I love the game that much, I've played it so much that I'm now looking to mod it to make it harder. Like, but this is easy mode, right? This is meant to be for players who are looking for the story, they want light tactical stuff, and it's so hard. And I just feel like they haven't quite got the balance right for easy mode. Like, maybe I don't expect to do it first time, but I don't expect to feel totally defeated by it. And I currently don't really want to keep playing. It's currently like, oh, this is too hard, I'm going to go and make another character and start from the beginning, right? I'm going to go and make another character and keep Morrigan, because I can't do this, it's too hard. That's how I currently feel. Like, it's making me want to rage quit. And again, that's not always a bad thing. Sometimes a level of challenge, you know, and because I do think a mistake that a lot of games are making now, because I've been around on this planet for quite a long time, right? I've played, so talking about other EA games, The Sims. If you've played the original Sims game, it was really hard to keep everybody alive. Like, it was a needs management game and very little else, right? It was a needs management game with flavour. And because it was born from that era of strategy games where people had to think, right? Games encouraged you to use your intelligence. Look at games like Lemmings. Does anyone remember the original Lemmings, where you had to basically stop them all? You had to make them survive and put the obstacles in the way to stop them kind of falling off cliffs. It was a strategy game. Tetris, strategy game. And so games that assume the player is intelligent, I enjoy. You know, again, Baldur's Gate 3, one of the things that I love about that game so much is that it assumes the player is intelligent, and it gives you so many opportunities to combine different attacks and combine different spells and just different features of the game in really, really unique, creative ways. There's so many different ways in Baldur's Gate to solve the same puzzle through being creative and through exploring different dynamics. It's the same with Divinity Original Sin, right? 1 and 2, I've been playing those a lot recently. Currently about halfway through DOS 2, and the way the spells combine in that game and the amount of stuff it gives you, at first it feels really overwhelming because you're like, I don't know how to use all this stuff that it's giving me. But then when you start to get used to different features, especially like the class, the specific thing that you've chosen for your character, you start to see how you can combine things. So, you know, there's features where for different reasons people might not be able to heal the traditional way, and if you give them a healing potion, they start to take damage, and that might be through, you know, the character that they are, or through you know, a spell that's been put on them. And when you try to heal them and they get more hurt, you're kind of like, what have I done? But then you can add other features like spells or like buffs, so that they can heal through eating meat, for example, like flesh and corpses, or they can heal through walking through puddles of blood. But then you can have other characters who can do spells like cast a rain of blood, or, you know, give people the ability to leech blood for health, or, you know, to conjure up some massive kind of like bloated corpse slug that leaves blood trails everywhere. So then you can walk through the blood trails and heal if you can't heal the normal way. And then on top of that, they have things where, you know, certain areas or, you know, certain features where that blood gets corrupted and then it no longer heals you. So you've got all these different complicating factors, which once you figure out how to use them are really useful. So for example, there's features where you can teleport people. and you can use this to hurt them, or you can use this to save them, right? So and use it to solve puzzles. So currently I've got 2 people with teleport, and they, if I come up to a gate that I can't open because I don't have a thief or a pickpocket or a locksmith, I don't have a rogue in my playthrough currently. So if I come up to one of these gates that I can't open, I can teleport everybody through. But I've come up against some really, really high level bosses, and the game will warn me. It'll be, you're not meant to be in this area, these bosses are too hard, why are you fighting them right now? The evil magister at the boat, who's like loading the boat, if you know, you know. And in Driftwood, and like, I'm like, no, I really want to fight this guy, I'm going to fight him. And so when I realised that I can combine like geomancy features with fire features to make them more dangerous, and then I can teleport somebody into the middle of that hellfire, this strategy for me, and the way that I can be really creative and use things in a lot of different ways to win that fight, I really like. Where here it just feels like a barrage, right? It just feels like, I mean, it's a game type, right? It's defend. So my son plays Battlefield a lot, another EA game. I'm just plugging all the EA games today. And, defend the flag kind of thing is a game mode. I don't like it. I don't like endless waves of enemies and you just have to keep healing. I think it's a boring gameplay mechanic. I do understand people like it. This fight is not my cup of tea at the moment, and that's not to say I'm going to do like a couple more playthroughs and then be like, this is my favorite fight, I'm really looking forward to this because now I know what to do, and it makes me feel clever and it makes me feel strong. And what I was going to say is, sometimes you need that level of challenge in games. So circling back around to my original point, and I know I waff, I know I yap a lot, but circling back around to my original thought of, I think they're making games too easy now. I think Veilguard was too easy in a lot of places, and then when something did feel challenging, it felt really repetitive. It felt like this fight where it was just kind of like, it just kept going, which to me is really boring. And things like The Sims, going back to, again, just talking about all the EA games right now, but The Sims, it used to be really difficult. It used to be all about needs management, and now kind of like they've toned that down and added a lot of other features for you to do. It is more of a life simulator now rather than a needs management game, and I do think that's right for The Sims. I really like The Sims 4. I'd rather play The Sims 4 than The Sims 1, but I do think it's missing that element of challenge. So I think going forward, games companies really need to look at making games accessible to a wide range of intelligent levels and preferences. So making story mode and making easy mode, much simpler and much more immersive. So this, if people do want to kind of like look at all the cutscenes, talk to all the NPCs, have more of a social experience, which again, look at Baldur's Gate, right? I could play Baldur's Gate and spend most of my time yapping to people, and sneaking past fights, avoiding fights, talking my way out of fights, and for people who want more fighting, more strategy, more action, and less of the cutscenes, like my son, he plays a lot of games where he just skips the cutscenes. So things like Red Dead Redemption, right? He's like skipping the cutscene to get to the action. He's like, I don't care about these NPCs. Like, I don't care about the lore. And he'll go and he'll watch like YouTube videos about the lore later, right? So someone else will do all that social exploration and, info dump on him, and he's kind of like, right, I understand what's happening now, I understand the context, I just don't want to sit there through a cutscene yapping to all the people. So again, I think creating games that really think about the player experience and the variety of people coming to games is really, really good, because I do think you get that toxic environment of, like hardcore, old school games players who are like, no, games are meant to be miserable. You're meant to feel sad and defeated 99% of the time, because when you get that 1% and you finally win, you get that rush of adrenaline. It feels really good. I get that. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. But when people are like, no, you shouldn't make an easy mode. You know, if you play on easy mode, if you play on story mode, you're a fake player. No, you're not. You're just a different type of gamer who wants a different experience. And so I think, again, the challenge for games companies going forward and the measure of a really, really great game like Baldur's Gate is going to be catering to all those different players and not punishing people if they choose a different route. You know, having different game modes, you know, having things like when you load the game and like, you know, something Dragon Age Origins is doing really well that I'd love to see in other games, is having that recap when you load the game, just telling you what's going on, what the objective is, where, you know, what's happening. Because if you're like me, you've got a terrible memory, or you just get really confused in games, you know, that's so helpful. If you're like my son and you're just skipping the cutscenes, to have those objectives just kind of on right there on the load screen, really, really good. Okay, we're gonna do one more attempt. I would be shocked if this works. I'm feeling really defeated. So let's see, I guess. Okay, load last save. If it doesn't work on this attempt, I think we're done. Okay, I'm gonna summon the dwarves. Well, actually, I'm gonna switch to ranged weapons, because that does seem like the best strategy so far. What's she got? A crossbolt, so I need ice bolts. Okay. Another really nice thing, again, talking about UI and accessibility, because it's not just me that's done this. I've seen other family members playing the game and trying to put the wrong arrows into the slot, because you've got bolts for the crossbow and arrows for the bow, which makes a lot of sense, right? It's obvious why that's happening, but when you're a little bit overwhelmed, when you're learning the game, you might not notice, and you might be like, why can't I put these arrows in here? Why won't it let me do it, right? And now it's removed my bow. So something that I really like is that it actually shows you an image here, and the image for the bolts is different. They're like thicker than the image for the arrows. So that is helpful because I'm a really visual person. So rather than reading bolt and arrow, I can just look for the right shape. So again, nice accessibility thing there, in my opinion. Let's give you this, and let's give you ice arrows. Got quite a few of those. Actually, I think I gave him fire arrows last time, right? I've got loads of those. I don't know what kind of damage this dragon does. Again, something that we can't do in this game that I wish I could do is like right click on it to examine it. Like, there's no way to examine it and see what its weaknesses are. Okay, we are gonna go, we're gonna send a couple of people up here and a couple of people this way. So when you go with Elissa, actually, when you go with Alistair, Karlach, you go with Elissa. Okay, go. Go, 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 go. Okay. Karlach, get up here. And then I'm going to hold everybody. Karlach, actually, just get over there. Elissa, can you get up here and start turning this crossbow? Okay, we've got Alistair, who is not where I told him to go, because why would he ever be where I told him to go? Go, 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 go. This is good. I think having the dwarves keep the dragon distracted here seems to be a good technique. Having the melee fighters distract him, keep him in position while we do this, is a good idea. I think I might get Win here, because he's probably going to fly over here soon, isn't he? So let me get her over there. Although it would be handy to keep Alistair. Turn this crossbow. What are you doing? Oh, it's turning, it's turning, it's turning. Okay, we've got one in position. Okay, Elissa's is in position. Let's go. Okay. Carla, you just stay out of it, okay? Fire! No, what are you doing, girl? Fire! Why does she keep moving? Okay, and again. Okay, and again. Oh, damn it! Okay, where's he going? Where's he going? Where's he going? Where's he gone? Oh, no, he's back. Okay, get him again. Fire! Oh my god, it's so annoying. Okay, this is good. This is good. Ballista's jammed. Okay, move forward and just start attacking him. Okay. Alistair, your turn.
Right.
Okay. And his shooter's going to be more than one way of dark spell as well. To defend against. Okay, he's moving. Where is he moving to though? That is the question. Where's he gone? Where's he gone? Where's he gone? Okay, he's over there. So, hello, can I help you? Okay, do I leave Alistair here or do I move them closer? Win, where are you? Not in the right position. Is the one up there, I wonder? Okay, Win. It doesn't look like there's one there, does there? Is there? Let's get to go and have a look. Yes, there is. Okay, Win to the ballista.
Immediately.
Okay, she's going. Okay. Oh my god. This is bad. This is bad. Okay, go, 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 go. Ballista number 2, go. What are you doing? You go over here, I guess. Karlak, just get like fully out of it. Karlak, go over there. Okay. Okay, we're good, we're good, we're good, we're good. Okay, quick little health potion. Okay, Win. Oh, is he moving again? Are you kidding me? Is he moving again? Where's he gone? Oh, god damn it. Okay, go over there. God damn it, why is he gone? Why is he moved?
It shall be done.
That one's stuck. That one's stuck. Okay, you stay with this one because he's probably going to move back. Where are you? You are too bloody close, Alistair. You are floating. What's happening? Ballista, go. Okay, come and stand around the side of it. Don't stand in front of it, you dumbass. Okay, fire the ballista. Fire. It's jammed. Why do they get jammed and how do I fix them? Can I Google that? Hang on. Right, I'm Googling it. Dragon Age Origins. How to fix ballista. Okay. Games FAQs. You need a rogue, I think, to reload it or fix it when it gets jammed. No. Try a mage with frost spells? To keep it immobile? What? No, that's not what I want. It just says rogues can fix them, but I don't have a rogue. Warm bombs and use ice spells and stuff. Okay, so ice apparently is the right thing to do. Okay, yeah, I think I need a rogue. That's so annoying. That is so annoying that it's cock blocked me like that. Like, because that's like a kind of like a soft lock, right? Because how do I know that I need a rogue before the battle starts? Like, there's nothing I can do until he moves. I hate that. That is so annoying. Worst feature ever, Shiny. What were you thinking? Right, you've got your bloody thing out. No, you haven't. Why aren't you firing at him?
Come, let us end this.
Right, we're firing at him now. Okay. Right, Alistair's moving. No, Alistair's not moving. I'm preparing to move Alistair because there's no point in being here if this one's broken. I hate this because he's not even moving. I don't like it. I need to watch this as well and make sure I get something else out when they all go down. Like the elves, I feel like would be good at this point. I do need to make sure everybody's in like one place to defend. So, right, where's Win at the moment? Right, I think I want to get everybody where Win is. Where does the dragon go when he... I don't know. Right, let me get everybody to where Win is, or at least Alistair to where Win is. Is she over there? I don't even know where she is. So, I think Alistair's here, so if he runs forward and open right, then that's where Win is. I'm gonna move Alistair. Okay, I'm sorry that I'm using cannon fodder. I literally just don't know what else to do, guys. Where's Win? Where's Win? Because we need to keep Win up, right? This is not where Win is. But we do have another ballista, so that's good. I think Win's over here. Right, hang on. We've got a massive tower. Alistair, are you near the massive tower? You are. Okay, they're just either side of this thing. So if the dragon comes up here, we're good. Let me also move... Oh god, there's massive towers everywhere. Let me move Karlak. I just want to make sure like my gang's all together, you know? Oh. What does that mean? Okay.
I am ready.
Just not do the fight. I'm just running away. Hey, we're on the ballistas, okay? Can we get him from here? I don't know. Again, I'm huddling in preparation for the horrible fight. There's method to my madness. It didn't work great for me last time, but we'll give it a go. Can I do this?
Yes.
Let me try it. I feel like it's not gonna work. I should have moved the other one in preparation. Yeah, they're just all dying.
On it.
But unless he moves, I don't know what to do. You know?
Here.
There's like two. Yeah, he's too far away, and I've just wasted one now. That's really annoying. The dragon's just hanging out. Right, as soon as those two dwarves are dead, I can get the elves and see what happens with the elves. Because they've got range, which is good for the dragon. There's like one dwarf left. I don't know what's happening. Oh, no! No, why? Wait, elves! Wait, what is this? Why is this happening? Wait, hang on, wait. He's moved. Can I get him now? Wait, hang on. No, okay. Again, can I get him with one of those bolts? Elissa? Go.
Off I go.
Is this one broken or is this one? No, it's not in the right place. Wait, this one? Oh, why is he in a stupid place where I can't get him? Not fair. Right, hang on. Here come the bad guys. Here come the bad guys. Here come the bad guys. Run, Elissa, run! Run! Ah! Okay, good. Okay. Right, we're gonna have to switch. We're gonna have to switch. Okay. This is it. Okay. Okay, Carla. Howl. Oh, okay. Okay.
Your orders?
Okay. Okay. Oh, didn't need to do that. Move forward. There we go. Okay. This is working. Okay. We have a technique. We're doing okay. Because I don't think we can get the dragon when he's there, right? This is like a different wave of the battle. I wish I could save, by the way, because I feel like we're doing okay. Literally, we're just trying to survive right now.
As you say.
Let me just heal everybody.
I shall do so.
Well, I've got the opportunity, and then it can recharge. Okay. Good. Alistair, you're doing a great job, mate. They're all just kind of stood there. This fight is so broken. I have heard talk of a remake. There's a lot of chatter going on at the moment in the Dragon Age community because I think ex-BioWare devs have come out and said like they'd love to make a new a new Dragon Age game and like kind of make it more like what it was because I don't think Veilguard necessarily hit the mark. And so I'm just like yapping while I'm waiting for these guys to move. Do you want to go and try and draw them over? Is the dragon just chilling? There we go. Okay.
We must fight.
And so people are excited about that. People are worried, like, what the future of is
I'm
okay. One's coming. I don't know how many of these guys we have to kill. Alistair, you are a legend with that bow and arrow, mate. You're doing great. Yeah, I don't know how many of these we have to kill until the dragon moves again, but hopefully we can kill him on the next round and all these little guys will have buggered off. Why is this so easy now, you know? See, if I knew I needed a bow with a bow and arrow, I feel like... Oh, hang on, have we got like someone quite difficult now? Let me paralyze petrified. There we go. Carla, you you can have a go at him, you know. Right, let's distract him a little bit. It's okay. We found our technique. Is it the best technique? Not necessarily. Don't know why this guy is stunned. Again, I don't know if this is like a time thing. I don't know if this is... Actually, Elissa, do you want to have a quick health potion? I don't know if this is like survive a certain amount of time. I don't know if this is survive a certain number of enemies. I don't know how this works, but... Let me just check what Alistair's firing right now. He's got loads of arrows left. He's good. Okay.
Your orders?
Here.
Yeah, like, let's range them. Okay, 21 elves remaining.
Down!
Elissa, do you want to step back a little bit, actually? You look like they're coming towards us. So elves are good at this bit, I guess. We've got 11, 10 elves left. Try and trigger that last guy there. Come up here, come up here. I promise everything's gonna be great for you. Okay, we're doing better. I don't feel like it's the best gameplay ever, just basically hanging out in a specific area, but it does feel like the waves are stopping. So I think I really wish I could save right now. 4 elves remaining. I assume the dragon's gonna move soon. Should we try moving? Because I do think the waves of Darkspawn have stopped. I don't know what those last couple of elves are doing. Maybe the battlefield's too big.
Yes.
I don't know. No, I can still see them. There's something's happening down there. I do wonder what the new owners of EA are going to do in terms of games like BioWare, because I think the main brands that, like Saudi Arabia, for example, their gaming company is interested in are going to be like FIFA, Battlefield, maybe Need for Speed, because I think it suits the brand image that they're going for. Games like Dragon Age, I do wonder if they're gonna like license out the rights to make the game to other companies, because I think Larian could do an absolutely amazing Dragon Age game. You know, the respect that they gave to the D&D lore when they did Baldur's Gate 3, amazing. And I think the mechanics of that game would offer, you know, that the way that Divinity and Baldur's Gate play, you know, I think could really, really lend itself really, really well in terms of like the strategy and also, you know, the relationships with companions. I mean, the sex scenes in Baldur's Gate 3 are incredible, and I would love to see that for Dragon Age, you know. There's like 3 elves remaining. I don't know what's happening. They're firing at something down there. I don't know, maybe we need to move. I don't know. Okay, team, with me, I guess. Get a little bit closer. Now we're getting fired out. Look. Right, let's trigger them and get back to our spot. Let's go back to our spot. Let's go. See, now we've lost our vantage point and everything's going wrong now. Right, hold position. Try and survive, I guess. Alistair, get back to your spot. Get over there. Win. Oh, you did not even move. That's perfect, actually. Get that guy. Karlak, could you also get up here? Because again, taking them on like one by one seems to be the way to do it. elves are down. Karlak, get that guy. Alistair, summon these guys. Get over here. Great, Alistair's gonna have to go. God, we were doing so well, and I feel like that really messed things up for us. Okay. Can you stun that one? Okay, perfect. Oh, Alyssa's nearly down. Do that. Okay. And do regeneration on Elissa. There we go. Oh my god, Elissa, girl, what is happening with you right now? Move back. Oh, she's fine. She doesn't need to do that, actually. Turn around, get that guy. Bash. Okay. Alistair? This guy? Bash. You. This guy. Claw. You. Okay, we're good, we're good, we're good. We're good. Fine, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine. We've got this. Okay. Elissa is taking so much damage right now. I don't even know if she's got any kind of shield up. Shield wall. Take that. Okay, and do that. Do that. Okay, are we holding? Mate. Okay, get that guy. Okay. Are we good? Again, this feels like it's going on forever. I just don't know what the plan is anymore. Why is the dragon not moving? Oh, Karlak, do you want to have like a bone?
Here.
Are we just hanging out? What's happening? Are they all over there? Maybe they're all over there. Let's go round. This kind of sucks, not gonna lie. But this is the last go that I'm giving it. If I can't do it, maybe I'll keep trying off camera. Let's position ourselves in the same way. So, and we'll hold as well. So Alistair, come here and use your bow and arrow. You can go. Why are you all the way over here? Is she actually stuck? I don't know. Tell me your thoughts. Is this because I don't know a lot about the reception of Dragon Age Origins? Do people enjoy this fight? Is this known to be kind of like a bit of a crummy fight? Like, what's the deal with this? Can you heal? I just want like normal healing. Heal Karlak. Not the ballista. Not the ballista. Wait, can I heal the ballistas? Is that a thing?
Your orders?
Maybe I can. Wait, can I heal the ballista? Right, they're coming, I think. Right, hang on. Can I heal the ballista? No. Okay. Because that would be good. If I could heal the ballista, I'd be like, oh, okay, there's different ways of solving that problem. But apparently not. Right, you come here. Okay. Mate, get this guy. Elissa, get this guy. Alistair, get that guy. Could you also get that guy?
I'm on.
Okay, Howl. Okay, we're good. Get that guy. Okay, we've got a proper wave of them now. This is not the best. Okay, paralyze. Is there like a big boss man? They're all kind of grunts, so they should be easy to take down. Go ahead and paralyze that guy. Okay, we'll all focus our efforts on that guy now. Okay, he's down, I think. Okay, perfect. Get the shriek. Could you also go for the shriek? Also go for the shriek. And also go for the shriek. Alistair, you're off the hook. Go for this guy. That one.
Off I go.
Okay. Looks like that guy's coming for you, but I am having to pause a lot.
I can do so.
Okay, now everybody go for this guy. I really thought we were good. Oh, thanks for coming to help. That's victory number 1.
Another point.
I could move Alistair over here a little bit if he gets his bow and arrow game on.
And back.
Alistair. If that's an alpha, could you possibly
I
paralyze?
am ready.
I'm bored. I don't know about you guys. I'm like, ugh. What are you doing? Your attacks are getting blocked. Come over here. I'm not doing anything right now. Beautiful. I think probably fall back a little bit, let them come to us. You go here, you go here. Alistair back here with your bow and arrow. We must be nearing the end of this bloody battle, right? Because I'm kind of done with it. Sorry, I'm not even commenting that much. I'm trying to get this to work. Do you want to do a mass heal? Probably. Oh! 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 Okay. Dragon's back. Finally. I can't use this ballista because, of course, I bloody well can't. Okay, who's gonna be the person who runs? Elissa, I choose you. Is the other one broken as well? Is my question. Does this one work? No! Okay. Let's go back to ballista game then. Because hopefully this guy's gonna move soon. We've got 27 guys left, 26 guys. Wait, hang on. Is Alistair firing arrows? I hope so. Get a little bit closer. Fire arrows at it. No. What have you got out? Yeah. Get a little bit closer. Fire those at it. Try and get it to move so that we can ballista it here, hopefully. Oh, that's where they are. Hopefully he's going to move over here and we can get him over here. Right, so I've got Elissa ready here. Oh, hello. Who are you? Yoink, I guess. Okay, Alistair, how are you doing? Come on, dude.
You asked for it.
Must have this.
I just need him to move. I just need to move to where a ballista is. The 11 men left. I don't know what happens after this. I think we're fucked, honestly. Are you actually even hitting this?
Glory. Right then.
Move, dragon!
It's a gotcha.
Use better attacks, woman. Try and petrify it again. Nice if it worked.
That's it.
3 men left. I need it to move. Wait, it's moving. It's moving. Oh no! It's moved into a bad place. It's moved into a bad place. Okay, Karlak, just get totally out of there. Get over there. Alistair. Alistair, mate. We're gonna have to try and this is so silly. Oh, it moved! God damn it. Has it moved somewhere where I can actually get it? Right, doggo, you really need to get out of there. I don't know, go over there or something. Karlak, you have to move. Do I want to move people closer? I probably need to move Wing closer. Right, Elissa, come on, please. Can I get it? Please, 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 please. Oh my god, Karlak, what are you doing? Karlak, absolutely get out of there. Girl, I don't know what you were doing. Go over there. Right. Elissa, come on. I can't believe this is happening. No, are you kidding me? It's more left for me? That is not fair. And I'm not even hitting the damn thing. This sucks. This sucks so bad. I'm ready to give up. Yeah, you. Fuck off. Oh my god, I can't even use the thing now.
As you say.
Yeah, I think this is where I give up. This fight sucks so bad. I'm just going to accept my fate, I think, at this point. Because, like, what else am I supposed to do, I guess? I don't know. Let's just go and fight the dragon. We've got no companions left to help us fight. At least we can go down. Like, look, there's more of these bloody fuckers as well. It's not fair. How much health does it have? I can't even see how much health it has. I mean, it's like close. It's possible it could do more damage, but... Very nice.
Maker.
I should try to keep Elissa alive. Karlak, no. Karlak, get back here. Get back here a second. Can I not move Karlak? Karlak, get out of there. Go, 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 go. I just... Ah. Oh, Win, get back. What are you doing? happening? Like, I don't want to move her forward. Right. I'm just trying to keep everybody alive. That's my plan at the moment. Wait, are we slow motion? Does that mean something? Wait a second, did I fucking do it? Did I fucking do it? Did Elissa do it? Elissa, did you do it? Oh my god. Why, when it does an epic cutscene, it should have an actual cutscene, right? It should focus the camera, because I feel like I totally missed that. And that was probably like a really epic moment, because like, look at her, like, I just did it pose.
Wait. Let me. There's no need for you to die. This is my duty. I should be the one to kill it.
Shut up, Alistair. Go and marry the queen. I'm gonna do it. Oh my god, right. I just need a second, because all hope was lost there. I genuinely thought I wasn't gonna be able to do that fight. And I'm sorry if I faffed around a lot there. But playing it safe did get me to the end. Because when I was rushing in, the first 2 attempts, I just got slaughtered. So whatever I did there, really taking my time with it, pausing a lot, using strategy, I guess it did work. But I don't feel good. I don't feel good because you know, I was saying before, it's okay to not be able to do things first time in computer games. It's okay if it takes a couple of tries and there's a learning curve. I don't feel rewarded there because I feel like for the most part I was just hiding out while other people got slaughtered, which doesn't make me feel good. So the strategy of hide like a coward, let everybody else do the work until the end when you run in like a hero when the guy's already half dead, I don't feel good about that. Yeah, I don't think that was a rewarding final battle. I feel like the challenge level was absolutely there, but I feel like the fight itself was quite repetitive and frustrating. So as much as I love Dragon Age Origins, that specific battle I didn't enjoy. It kind of does make me think as well, there's a really annoying battle in Veilguard where you're fighting a dragon and I think it keeps growing back heads. It's been a while since I played it, so I don't really remember. I didn't get up to there on my official playthrough. It was my family that did that fight, because I'd given up by that point. I was like, I'm done. This game's way too repetitive for me. But yeah, there was a similar fight there where you're just like, can this just end? I'm not having fun. It's frustrating more than challenging, and I feel kind of the same with that fight. Like, I don't even mind the ballistas breaking, but you need multiple ways to fix it, because what if you don't have a rogue in the fight? You're screwed, right? And that's annoying. It's like you're soft locked. So the ideas I think were good behind the fight, but in practice I definitely think it needed more work to make it more engaging for more playthroughs. I don't know. Tell me what you think down below. What did you think of that fight? Have you played this game? Is that your favourite fight of any game ever? Like, if you think I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. But if you agree, please let me know, because I don't think that was particularly entertaining to watch either, right? Like, you know, in terms of YouTube content, which I don't think was a big thing when Dragon Age Origins was released. People were playing more privately rather than live streaming things. So, but now, is that necessarily an entertaining battle to watch? Does that sell the game? I don't know. Anyway, this is my duty as much as yours. We're both Grey Wardens.
But I got one up on you. I'm not just a Grey Warden. I'm the king. And I want to be a good king.
You're not the king.
This right here is the best king I could be. My first and last act being to stop the blight before it really starts. No one could blame me for that, could they?
I understand what you're saying. That's a really good argument as well. Like the willingness of a king to sacrifice himself and not ask anything of others that he's not willing to do himself, I think is a sign of a really good leader. You know, I've had bosses like that as well, where they were like, I've had bosses where they'd get everybody else to do the dirty jobs and not do it themselves, and I've had bosses that muck in, and you respect the bosses that muck in a lot better. And they've said that to me, like, I wouldn't ask someone to do something that I wouldn't do myself. And however, Alistair is a figurehead for the country, and currently they have, is it Honora, Queen Honora? And should anything happen to her, they need a really strong, likeable person to rally behind. And as much as I think Elissa can be that, you know, in the setting, she is a woman, and we've seen how people aren't willing to accept Queen Honora as a leader, and that's not a reason to kind of like self-sacrifice herself for a man. That's not the message I'm putting out. But for the good of the kingdom, I think people would be more willing to follow Alistair because he's a man, because again it's the setting of the kingdom, and because he has a rightful claim to the throne. I am just a noble woman, and I would have a harder time uniting the kingdom behind me. I also think Alistair is actually a really good person and would make a great king. I think for the good of the country, being what it is, and I'm not endorsing it, I think Elissa, being the person who she is, would self-sacrifice, right? She would because that's what she's been raised to do as a noble. She's been raised to fight for the king, right? To sacrifice herself for the king. Just like all those pawns sacrificed themselves so that we could take down the dragon. You know, that's the mentality that she's been raised with. And again, I'm not promoting that. You know, I think there's all different arguments for all different systems. Again, I studied a lot of history with my degree. So explaining why people think something in the context of a computer game and the story and the narrative and the world that's built around doesn't mean I'm endorsing these specific values in real life. So hopefully that makes sense. For Elissa's story, being who she is in the context, she is self-sacrificing so that the actual rightful king can go on should the kingdom need him. What is the list? We didn't try and put him on the phone. Like, I mean, we kind of did, but... What's he saying? And this right here is the best a king could be. My first and last act to stop the blight before it really starts. No one could blame me for that, could they? That's not the only reason, and you know it. I don't know what that means, but
I know. But did you really think I'd just let you do this? I would be dead if you hadn't saved my life a dozen times over by now. So let me save yours just this once.
oh, he's such a likable character, isn't he? There was a line there that reminded me of a line that I really, really like. There's like a BBC drama of Dracula, and it's a little bit cheesy, but it's really good. And spoilers, skip ahead if you've not seen it and you want to watch it. At the end, basically, she's dying, and he bites her and also dies with her, and he says, I'm gonna cry talking about it. He says, after all of this, something like this, it's like, after everything we've been through, do you really think I'd let it hurt? Oh, and that kind of reminded me of that scene. It's not about him becoming king. I defeated the archdemon. It's mine to kill. I can't let you do it. I'm sorry. That's it. No more discussion. Rip Elissa. I love this for her story though. This is badass. Go for the heart, boo! Look at these people. Everyone's dead.
And then it was over.
Can I pause and yap? I have things
With
to
the
say.
archdemon dead, the Darkspawn horde quickly crumbled. Most fled back into the deep roads. They would remain a threat in the years to come. But the blight had been ended before it had truly begun. Ferelden had been saved, and the entire kingdom rose up to joyously greet its queen. Grey Wardens stood redeemed, and a new age had begun. But at what cost?
Are we done? Can I yap? Oh, rip me, I guess. Oh, only Honora came to my funeral. Oh
My
no, Alistair's
friends,
there.
we are gathered here to pay our respects to the Grey Warden that saved us all. She gave her life to destroy the Blight, a sacrifice we must never forget. It was no accident that she was there, either. She was special, and each of us had our life touched by her in some way. Some of you were her friends and companions, some of you she helped. It was her word that put me on the throne, even though she barely knew me. I am grateful, beyond measure. The Grey Wardens could not have asked for anyone finer. How does one properly honor someone like that? The Grey Wardens are building a magnificent tomb at Weishaupt, next to that of Garahel, but I believe more is required.
I'm alright.
Fergus Kuzlan, please step forward.
My brother, finally! He does exist!
We were very pleased to discover you alive. You were thought to have been killed at Ostergar.
I only wish I had recovered from my wounds sooner.
Fergus, the High Everlands are restored to you, in addition to the Amaranthine Arling that was Arl Howe's.
Your Majesty, I would like to give Amaranthine to the Grey Wardens.
Aww.
I think that would be fitting. Let all know that the Arling of Amaranthine, once the land of Arl Howe, is now granted to the Grey Wardens. There they
Yay.
can rebuild, and hopefully live up to this example.
Awesome.
Friends, let us hope that she has gone on to a better place, and that she knows just how thankful we are for what she has done here. Now we bid the hero of Ferelden farewell. She will be sorely missed.
Love you too, bestie. Rip the polycule. Okay, in the months that followed her coronation, Honora proved herself an adept ruler. Trade agreements with other lands quickly brought new funds to the royal coffers, and with them the Queen saw the capital rebuilt. The army was restored, laws were passed to encourage freeholders to produce sufficient harvests, and plans were conceived for a university. I love her, baddie. Love Queen Honora, really like her character. I hope she's in other Dragon Age games because she's great. I've got things to say if it doesn't keep going. One, I'm pretty sure I saw Al Aemon in the cutscene, but we saw him slaughtered by the Void Dragon before our very eyes. So how he survived that, I don't know. He was definitely there. Rip him. Yeah, I'm a little bit sad for like losing characters that I liked, like the Circle of Magi guy as well. Like he got slimed out by the Void Dragon, so sad for that too. I'm really happy with Alyssa's ending. I really, really like. It feels like it wrapped up well. You know, I do think it's what she would have done. I like that Alistair lived on. I don't know if we're going to find out more about him or not. I think Queen Honora's a baddie. Love her. Glad she's on the throne. I do wish that we'd found our brother. I don't know whether that's possible or not, but for him to just be referenced and never seen, and then he spawns in at the end after I've done everything to claim my kingdom. Talk about misogyny. Talking about a patriarchy. You know, he's just hiding in a cave and then popped back out to claim 2 kingdoms and look like a really great guy by being like, oh, it's okay, that one goes to the Grey Wardens. I don't need 2 kingdoms, one's more than enough. Good luck scrubbing our parents' blood out of the pantry. What else as well? I like the resolution of Al Howe's lands come to us because he did the coup, right? He was the aggressor, and for us to get his lands after he did that, it's like, yeah, yeah, Hal, take that. I don't know what it means for his people that we've given the land to the Grey Wardens, because I don't know if they're going to get moved out. I don't know. I think the Grey Wardens would be very, very nice rulers. I think they would look after the people. I think you'd probably be one of the safest villagers if you were under the protection of the Grey Wardens, potentially, or maybe they attract void spawn. Yeah, I don't know about that. They're going to be better than All How anyway, aren't they? Probably. I don't know. Good game. Good game. Enjoyed that. That was great. Very interested to play with my other characters and see how their playthroughs end. What I think I might do is probably record it and then not do a full series on that with the other people. But I think I might just play through a little bit on my own and then kind of do one recap video and say this is what happened in that video with Thanadore and Malachite. See if their playthroughs are particularly different. Yeah, I think I'll just kind of do one video where I kind of go, this is what happened. So let me know what you think of that. Yeah, let's keep going. Let's see. Despite Loghain being executed in disgrace, Queen Honora insisted on building a monument to her father, overlooking the Orlesian embassy. Orlesian, sorry. The statue was largely ignored, save by Honora herself, who voyaged out to the statue once a year to place flowers at its feet. Fair enough, girl. You're entitled to that. I do think it's interesting as well to talk about how people are remembered after they die. And Loghain being quite a complex character, obviously his motivations for the most part were his previous wars with Orlais, where he was seen as a hero, and then in later life, when he became a boomer, that's when he started to make mistakes, as is often the way. No offense, boomers who are watching. I'm not painting everyone with the same brush. I'm just talking about like a thing that happens when they age. They tend to get more conservative. They tend to get less flexible with their ideas. I think this is like a proven thing, but you can go and fact check me on that. I'm not trying to be ageist. I just think people like go into their position a little bit more fixed. At least that's my experience of like older generations. They tend to be a little bit less flexible in the thinking as they age. But I think obviously you get young people who are like that as well. But yeah, it is a shame for him to go from hero to disgrace, in later life. It's kind of that thing of like, maybe it would have been better if he'd have fallen as a hero before, he eventually corrupted himself. What's that thing of like, every hero lives long enough to see him become the villain? Is that like a line? Is that like Batman or something? And I think that's kind of what happened to him. So having a statue to remember the good things that he did, the heroic things, the things where he has been a shining example and has those virtues that people can respect, I think is great. And obviously it's her dad. But I think it's one of those things where if you're going to put a statue up of somebody who is a complicated person, extolling their virtues, I think it is also important to have in the same place like a plaque of the same size that says, sadly in later life he did some bad things. I think it's important to, in terms of respecting the people that person's hurt, I think it's important to have the full story there so people can make their own minds up about the nature of the person. And I think it is possible to say this person did some great things, but unfortunately also did some terrible things. Look at Elon Musk, right? I think he's a really good example of somebody who most people think of as a really terrible person at this point because he's done some really stupid stuff and said some really stupid things. And more than stupid, like downright supervillain evil, right? But however, he did also do some good things. And I think his heart was in the right place for certain things that he did in terms of, wanting to bring in electric cars and solar panels and things, and like inventions that are actually going to make the world a better place. And unfortunately, in later life, he's gone down the whole yay data center, yay AI fuck humanity route. So, you know, you can say this person did some good things and then absolutely self-sabotaged in later life. I think that's the kind of situation we've got there. As the years passed, Honora continued to rebuff the advice of Ferelden's nobility, requesting that she remarry. So she did a Queen Elizabeth III first, and she was like, no. Though prospective suitors from other nations visit Denerim from time to time, the Queen's only comment is that all of them fall far short of the bar she measures against them against that of her father. I mean, that's not the best bar. Like, literally, you've got Alistair right there. You know, he would be everything your father was and better. Rumours that the urn of sacred ashes has been found and that it was used to heal Arl Aemon of his poisoning circulated in Ferelden in the months following the Darkspawn defeat, slowly at first and then with more growing frequency as the Grand Cleric failed to deny them. I wonder if that is going to turn into what happens in Dragon Age 2. I don't think Dragon Age 2 is one of the most popular games. I think people really like Origins and they really like Inquisition. As far as I know, Dragon Age 2 doesn't have that same love, so whether that felt a bit short or not, I don't know, but I do intend on playing it and finding out because I want to know the full story, right? So yeah, and then yeah, I wonder if they're going to go for Andraste's ashes. I wonder if this is setting up for Dragon Age 2. Once the Chantry made several attempts to verify the rumours, however, there came an official decree that no resting place for the ashes had been found. If the urn of sacred ashes was in those ruins once, it was no longer. Okay. Following months of effort, the Tower of the Circle of Magi was finally cleansed of the last spirits to slip through the veil. No further abominations were created, and first Enchanter Irving was... No, he died! We saw him die! Honestly, Dragon Age, this is kind of silly that they don't respect whether or not people survived or not. Because we literally saw him and Arl Aemon both die in that battle. Unless they just feigned death or something, which is not heroic. Enchanter Irving was pleased to declare the circle safe. All that could be saved had been. With the slavers shut down in the alienage, yay! A lot of the city-born elves improved for a time. I really like how they've done this, by the way. I really, really like the art style of the UI here with the backdrop of the art. I think it's really, really nice. The lot of city-born elves improved for a time. Good! A food shortage years later forced Queen Honora to come down hard on elven rioters, an act not quickly forgiven and a sign that tensions between the elves and humans were far from resolved. Queen Honora, you should have known better. Like, there's no harm in a loud rioter, though all they do is riot a little bit, okay? They have years and years and years and years and years of anger that's been built up and frustration, and you know, I can understand that sometimes, especially in a food shortage, which is your bloody job, Honora, to make sure that doesn't happen, you know, like, so she is responsible for whether or not her citizens have enough food. There was a food shortage, so people quite rightly rebelled and rioted, and then she came down hard. Queen Honora was the one that was wrong for that one, in my opinion. Shiani continued to be an outspoken member of the alienage community and in time became the new elder. That outspokenness earned her frequent trouble but served her people well. Shiani! Love her. Barbie elf movie. Superhero. Love that girl. Arl Aemon returned to Redcliffe. No, he didn't. He died in battle. I saw it happen. Beginning the long task of rebuilding. He found the village already bustling and eager to leave behind the memories of those terrible nights facing the undead. Redcliffe, you're awesome. Loved my time there. Lady Isolde bore her husband another child. Oh, I hate her. Wait, did we leave her alive? I can't remember. Lady Isolde bore her husband another child, this time a girl. The birth was difficult, however, and Isolde died in Aemon's arms. He named the child Rowan after his own sister and raised her with a loving hand. Wait, hang on. Oh, Isolde died. Okay. Oh, R.I.P. Couldn't have happened to a worse woman. That child's better off without her. The demon-loving, bad decision lady. Hated her. He named the child Rowan after his own sister. Is she in the next Dragon Age? I imagine so. And raised her with a loving hand. When she began to exhibit affinity for magic at a young age, he gave her over to the circle for training. Again, controversial choice. Could be good, could be bad, but better than what the Queen did. But continued to visit her, and loved her no less than before. Amazing. I knew he would be solid for that. The Dalish elves prospered after the siege at Denerim, having earned much respect for their part in the battle. For once, human lands welcomed the wandering folk. Yay! The new innkeeper, Lanaya, was respected both among the Dalish as well in the Ferelden court. She was a voice of reason, and other Dalish clans would turn up to her to help resolve disputes with human folk. I do feel like we need some music on in the background of this. I don't remember Lanaya. Someone tell me who she was. Excuse me. In time, many of the Dalish clans moved to the new land provided for them in the south near Ostagar. Wary of their human neighbours, however, tensions soon rose again, and only keeper Lanaya's leadership kept peace alive. In Orzammar, King Balin quickly proved himself a reformer. So this is why I chose Balin, because I did kind of hear that he was better for the people. Despite how he got into power, he was better in terms of looking after the whole of the dwarf community rather than just the elite. Let's see. Trade with the surface lands increased and caste restrictions were loosened. That's really good. The casteless were permitted to take arms against the Darkspawn in exchange for new freedoms. Okay, better. Not great, but better. For the first time in generations, the line in the deep roads was pushed back and a few tags were reclaimed. Amazing. Good job, Balin. Honestly, low-key legend. You do what you got to do, mate. Balin's reforms quickly found him enemies within the warrior and noble castes, however, and after several assassination attempts, classic Orzammar, classic dwarves, the assembly was dissolved. The king then ruled alone. Okay, so no more democracy. And some say as a tyrant, others said as a visionary determined to drag Orzammar into the modern world. Really interesting. That is my bread and butter of my degree. Most of my degree kept coming back to this topic. And if I was going to do any kind of dissertation, I think this would have been a really, really good thing to do it on. The idea of democracy versus absolute rule. People think of democracy as better in our modern age. However, democracy can be flawed. And I'm not saying absolute rule's better, because I think we've seen some absolute despots, right? But basically, my view is that democracy can be good or bad. You can have a tyrant who controls a democracy, as I think we can clearly see through modern day politics. I can say several examples of where democracy is abused to keep certain people in power. It's kind of like the illusion of democracy. So a lot of people think they have democracy because they're able to vote, but actually there's a lot of string pulling that determines the vote before it's even happened. Talk about how media might cover one thing and not another thing, how media might platform smaller more niche attitudes and give them greater value in a society. I was arguing with people online this week, as you do, about whether or not it's right to force people to vote, to make voting compulsory. I think in a true democracy, choosing not to vote needs to be respected, because you can't fine people for not voting, because then it's no longer a democracy in my eyes, because the point of a democracy is to have liberty and freedom and a voice. And if you start to force people to do things, then that's a tyrannical thing to do, whether or not it's a democracy. I hope that makes sense. People think in black and white, and a lot of times things are nuanced. So I think rather than just saying this is a democracy, this is a kingdom, this is whatever, you need to look at how the people are treated and what freedoms they have. Are people happy? there's a lot of complicating factors, and I don't think one is necessarily better than the other. I think you can have a democracy that is ruled by an I can't say the word oligarchy, right? You can have a democracy that is ruled by the 1%. I think if you look at America as an example of this, to get into politics and to get to that level where you're able to run to president, you need a huge amount of money behind you. And so anyone who's running for president in America is already part of the establishment. They're already part of the elite, right? You don't get people from a poor, say like what are they called, like where people live in caravans, what's that called? Think Eminem, right? You don't get people from like really, really impoverished backgrounds running for president, right? And in a true democracy, it would be equal chance. And it's not like that at all. American democracy is ruled by money. And so I don't know if some of you are aware of this idea of the illusion of choice. If you say there's only two people running and you ignore everybody else, then you're encouraging people to choose A or B when there might be a whole alphabet of people to choose from. But if you have the media platforming two parties, then you get this two-party system. So the illusion of choice is, think of like Pepsi and Coca-Cola. So you can go and fact check this. I don't want to kind of spread misinformation, but I believe that you can find that the people who invest in these companies are this, it'll be the same companies. So people like BlackRock, Vanguard, right? So you have this kind of pyramid scheme where the same people at the top, the same investors, have equal or controlling shares or whatever in the same two companies. So companies like Pepsi and Coca-Cola. So I don't want to say 100% definitely this is fact, because I'm just kind of, I don't want to spread misinformation. Please go and do your own research, but I'm talking about a theory and giving examples as if that was the case rather than like this is fact. I hope that makes sense. So if you think about these as an example of how this would happen, I think that makes sense. I'm just trying to get like disclaimer, I don't want to spread misinformation. I'm trying to explain the theory rather than go for these specific brands. That's not what I'm doing. So the illusion of choice is, in politics, would be when you get the same companies, for example, I don't know, like the NRA, right? The National Rifle Association, or people who have interests in like a foreign nation, perhaps, like a group that pushes the interests of a foreign nation. And when you get these people who these companies, these investors that have a huge amount of money, and they will pump it into basically a two-horse race. So you'll get people from the Republicans and you'll get people from the Democrats. And if you look at who's funding them, oftentimes you can find the same companies or the same people. At least if you trace it back, right? Trace it back, follow the money, you'll find the same money is funding both parties. And you get this two-horse race where basically these investors are guaranteed to win no matter who gets into politics. Whichever party wins, the money wins, basically. And so is that really democracy when no matter who you vote for, they have the same powerful people who are investors controlling the decisions that president makes? Because the president is not going to be entirely unbiased if the people bankrolling them have something that they want to push. You can see the same in British politics. If you look at who's been giving money to the Prime Minister, who's been giving money to who was Keir Starmer and now is Andy Burnham. If you look at who's funding far right parties, people are donating millions and millions of pounds to these individual people to push their own agenda. I would say that's not necessarily my vision of a democracy. My vision of a democracy is more fair and socialist, where everybody has equal opportunities and the money doesn't control people. Because in my opinion, if you're taking $5 million backhanders from a private investor, then you are not unbiased, right? You're making decisions based on what that investor wants. Personally, I would completely ban any kind of what I would call bribes from politics. If somebody's been seen to take money from somebody, then they can't make decisions on issues that that person has an interest in because they're biased, and if you look at other things, if you look at, for example, I tried to, my bin men, right? My bin men who are doing this, like, thankless job that is so important. They'd really helped me one year. I was heavily pregnant. They'd helped me carry my bins out from my garden. They'd taken away more than what they probably should have done, because you're meant to only have a certain amount that you throw out, and they'd always take extra stuff for me to help me out. And I bought them a crate of beer at Christmas, and I watched for them, and I went out with this crate of beer, and I was like, hey, this is just a big thank you because you've done so much this year. You've really helped me out. And they were like, oh, we can't take it. Our boss is watching. They took it. They threw it away. But, the fact that they can't take that because that's seen as a bribe. And yet politicians can take £5 million from a crypto billionaire, as though they're not going to make decisions that help the crypto industry if they do that. And then, as well, if you look at the court system, when you go to court, if I was called up to be a member of the jury, and say it was somebody from EA on the stand, right? And I'm an EA Creator Network person, I would have to go, hi, I'm actually biased because this person, like, is kind of like my patron kind of thing. I've got a vested interest in this person not going to jail, for example. I'm not saying that would be the case. I'm not saying that's what I would do. I'm just, again, giving you an example. I'm giving you a scenario. It's not actual fact. Don't confuse the two. But, like, so it's the same thing, right? If you, I don't know, if you went on a jury and you worked in chocolate manufacturing, and the person on trial was like the person who bought all your chocolate, you'd be like, I can't actually be on this jury. I'm biased. And so why are politicians allowed to take, for example, Rishi Sunak, I believe, who was our prime minister, his wife, her dad, I believe, works for oil companies, and Rishi Sunak he kind of okayed this massive oil deal. And it's like, oh, because you don't have a family connection to, like, putting that deal forward. You're really thinking about what was best for the nation, not what was best for your father-in-law in that moment. And he might have been, right, that might have genuinely been the best decision for the nation, no matter what his father-in-law thought. But because of that connection, it brings into question his politics. I think it was biased, but I don't know. It's really, really hard as well. Everybody has personal bias, and it's really, really hard to make decisions without that in mind. So I think when you throw money into the equation, it just makes it worse. So yeah, I studied Greek democracy, which was like a blip. It was something like, 200 years, 250 years. In Athens specifically, the rest of Greece didn't have democracy. The rest of Greece was like kings. And and the Roman Senate and things, and I've studied the history of Western politics and all the flaws and all the criticisms of and all the ways that it was exploited by rich people or demagogues, right? Popularists. I've read Plato's Ship of Fools, for example, which I think I was yapping about in another video. And so, you can't tell me that democracy is a perfect system and not flawed, and then criticize, an absolute monarchy, because, you can have monarchs who do have the best interests of the people in charge. These can also be exploited. You can also have, the rich people, the elites, kind of coming in your ears, like Charlie FM. Sorry. Niche joke. And controlling you. So it's not what type of politics you have, it's not what kind of leadership you have, it's who are you putting in charge, and what are their biases, and what are their personal interests. And so even though he sounds like, some are saying he's a tyrant, he's not listening to the elite, and he is doing what's best for the majority of his people, and therefore, despite how he came to rule, could be considered a good ruler. I don't know. I think it's a good thought experiment, if nothing else. And again, I'm not saying one system is better than the other. I'm saying both are flawed, both are imperfect, and the people matter more than the system. Brother Buckles knew. Again, you can look at look at Rome, right? Look at, because this is my main thing that I studied. If you look at Rome, at the end of the Republic, when there was civil war, everything was a hot mess. Nobody was happy. Everything was awful. And then you go into the early stages of the empire. You know, life got better for most people in those early stages after that transition. And then it obviously got worse again, and then they had another political revolution, as is the way. But when rulers look after the people and they stabilize, it's good for people, you know. Beware the warmongers. Brother Berkel's new chantry in Orzammar drew a surprising number of... That's another thing, actually. Sorry, before I go on to that. You can go and you can look at, like classical sources. And basically the elite are there going, oh, we really, really want to go to war because we get rich if we go to war. How do we convince the people who have all been dying and injured and all have PTSD? How do we convince them to go and do another war because we want to get rich? You know? Okay. Brother Berkel's new chantry in Orzammar drew a surprising number of converts among the dwarves. They quickly attracted a great deal of anger from more conservative quarters, fuck those guys, and before long the assembly severely restricted the Andrastians' rights. That's a shame. Brother Berkel resisted and was slain while being arrested during a peaceful demonstration in the Commons. That as well, I've got a lot to say about that. Peaceful demonstrations and the way that people are treated. The assembly claimed this was an accident, but news of the resulting riots reached the chantry on the surface, where the divine even contemplated a new exalted march. So great job there, guys. And again, one thing Augustus did, if you go back and look at Roman politics when he came into power, you had the standardized religion, right? And you had certain things that everybody was expected to do. But people were able to kind of like support who they wanted in private, as long as they kind of kept it quiet. There's even like, if you look at Pliny the Younger, I think it is, there's even this letter where he was out working in one of the like foreign territories, like as a governor kind of thing, where he's saying there's this one guy and he keeps saying he loves Jesus. And we keep basically saying to him, you can love Jesus as much as you want, just kind of do it quietly. But he keeps kicking up a stink. And I've warned him that, you know, if you keep doing this, we're going to have to kill you. But he's out there and he's like, no. And you can tell from the Roman perspective, because again, if you read the Bible perspective, it's like, they were tyrants. We're the victims, which could be the case. But you have this literal, real letter from a Roman going, oh my god, they just won't stop. I keep telling them, like, just be quiet, right? Mind your own fucking business and you'll be fine. But they're determined, and I don't know what to have. I'm gonna have to kill him, and I don't want to kill him because that's gonna be a problem. You know? Sorry, and he's like, basically, I think it's Hadrian, he's like writing to the emperor and he's saying, help, I don't know what to do in this situation because he's called my bluff and now I'm gonna have to do this thing that I don't want to do. Yeah, I don't know. It's funny when you look at it, and again, I'm a very nuanced person. I'm not a black and white person. Like, when you get into the sticky humanity of everything, you know, there's never, like, good guys and bad guys. Like, everybody thinks they're the good guy in this situation. You just have to look at the different points of view, right? And where the conflict is and where a resolution might be. I don't know. I think coming down hard is not a good thing to do. And again, what's something that the Romans did really well that worked in most other places was they went in and they just kind of like absorbed the other cultures' gods and belief systems. So they went into a territory and they were like, oh yeah, you like Aphrodite. Well, it turns out we have this goddess called Venus, and they're awfully similar. Maybe they're the same god. We just use a different name. Aren't we the same? And so they just go around kind of like absorbing everybody else's religions and ideas and beliefs, and they were like, hey, yeah, sure, we believe that too. Which worked really well for them. I don't know. There's a reason why the Romans were really successful. Some of it was bad, but some of it they were quite clever about. I'm not so again, don't think I have any one fixed position on right and wrong. I don't. But I just look at things as really complex. I am waffling. This video is 90% waffling. Brother Burkle resisted and was slain while being arrested during a peaceful demonstration in the Commons. Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to read this stuff. We're just going to end this video. The Dwarven Mage Dagna. Yay, I love her. She's the one who went to the Circle, right? Ultimately completed her studies at the rebuilt Circle Tower. Eventually, she published a comprehensive theory on how lyrium vapors relate to the supply of magic, and it gained a great deal of attention. Love her. I'm really glad we did that quest. Although the Anvil of the Void was destroyed, rumours about its location crept into Orzammar. Years later, thanks to the defeat of the Darkspawn on the surface, a few determined smiths managed to locate the Anvil's remains. So there might be more golems in the future, which again, they are like slaves, so that is a bad thing. Although I think they're pretty cool, so I'm happy to have more golems around. I just don't want them to be treated like slaves. They examine the ruins of the anvil. My son keeps telling me to get golems in Minecraft, and I'm like, but I feel bad. I don't want them. They examine the ruins of the anvil, and upon returning to Orzammar with their findings, convinced the Shaperate to attempt to recreate Caradin's research. A new golem was created, bound with a spirit taken from the Fade. That seems like a bad idea. That's going to go rogue. That's going to destroy humanity. The golem immediately went insane. There you go. Killing several shapers before it was destroyed. The research was branded excessively dangerous and sealed away. Whispers of its existence circulated throughout Orzammar, however, and demand among the Smith caste to open Caradin's research refused to abate. True to her legend, I can't believe she betrayed me and left. Like, she left me in a really bad spot, but I still love her character. True to her word, Morrigan vanished the same night she made her offer at Redcliffe Castle, which was wild. That was not her. That was not an autonomous self-interest thing. You know, clearly, what's her name? Flemeth? Clearly Flemeth had directed her to do that, because she doesn't like kids. Someone of Morrigan's description was later seen travelling alone, heading west through the Frostback Mountains. Several years later, Tales out of Orlais said that a strange dark-haired mage had insinuated herself within the Empress's court. Okay, classic Morrigan. As for the Grey Wardens, Honora was good as her word. The Arlingot for Amaranthine was given to the Order and a new headquarters established there. The statue of Elissa towers over its entrance. Nice, thank you! In memory of one who made the ultimate sacrifice so that others might live. Very Grey Warden of them. I don't know if Elissa would... She'd be honoured, and she'd want her memory to live as a good example, but I can see how, you know, that might be exploited. The idea of like, no, you should self-sacrifice for the greater good. It shouldn't be something that is forced onto people. It should be something that is done because it's the right thing to do, which is the energy that she did that in, because I do worry about the feeling of like, no, these people are just pawns for the slaughter, which is how I felt in that final battle. It didn't feel good. Elissa's remains were transported with a full honour guard to the Grey Warden fortress of Weishaupt in the Anderfels. There they were installed in the tomb alongside those of 4 others who have made that same sacrifice to defeat a blight. So I wonder if that's something you find in later games. Obviously, it'd just say Cousland, because we can change the first name. Alistair, like Grey Warden Cousland, probably. Alistair returned to the Grey Wardens for a time, insisting that the new recruits pay respect to Elissa's sacrifice and campaigning to relax some of the Order's most secretive policies. But in time, he left the Wardens once more, declaring it simply no longer felt right. Bless him. He travelled to Duncan's birthplace and there placed a small monument in the man's memory. Where he went afterwards is unknown. Oh, Alistair, baby. Wynne remained in the service to the throne of Ferelden for a time, politely refusing the position of First Enchanter when it was offered to her. She'd make a really good First Enchanter. After almost a year, she quietly collected her things and announced that she was journeying to see more of the world before her time came, and then she was gone. Oghren remained on the surface for a time, adventuring as far as the nearest tavern and gaining a reputation as an occasionally dangerous nuisance. That's the dwarf, if you need a reminder. Eventually, he left Ferelden, accepting employment with a mercenary company renowned for its supply of fine ales. Good for you, mate. You do you. For a time, Shale aided the Ferelden army in fighting for the Darkspawn that remained on the surface, and then, growing bored, decided to pursue further adventures elsewhere. The rapid decline of pigeon populations in Ferelden may or may not be related. No, not the pigeons! They're just little guys! Justice for pigeons! Liliana remained in the royal court for a time, mourning. She poured her heart into a ballad that would eventually become known throughout Thedas. But after one performance, Liliana quietly vanished. Some say that the Maker came to her in a vision again that night. Smiling, tears in her eyes, she told a maid that she would see her love again at last. So she probably died, right? And probably her love, I imagine. As the blighted lands began to heal and the Grey Wardens slowly rebuilt the order in Amaranthine, they discovered the fight against the Darkspawn was not yet complete, because we need a sequel. Although the Horde was rooted and had dissolved upon the Archdemon's death, many of the more powerful Darkspawn survived to organise roving warbands that preyed both upon the land and upon each other. Lock 'em in the deep roads. These warbands spread havoc, and some even journeyed west into Orlais or crossed the Shining Sea by deep roads. They proved incredibly difficult to wipe out, because we need a sequel, obviously. But these are tales for other heroes. The tale of Elissa ended when she sank in the blade into the Archdemon's head. That was another thing I wanted to bring up. Why did we stick the blade in his nose? Didn't Morrigan say that we had to go for its heart? Or like Ryodan? I swear we were meant to go for the heart. So I really thought she was gonna like plunge the blade into its chest. I was like, what? I don't think its soul is in its nose. Like, that was silly to me. There's a lot of things that feel like loose ends where, you know, the plot didn't necessarily 100% make sense. I think they could have been a little bit tighter with that. But we destroyed it forever, apparently. Whatever follows her sacrifice will not soon be forgotten. Okay. I mean, great way to go out. The ultimate sacrifice is the achievement we unlocked. Yay, us. I am happy with that. I think that was a really good outcome for Elissa. Again, depending who I play as, depends on, I think, a very different outcome, because Thanadore, the Blood Mage, I think is going to go for a much more self-interested route. You know, Malachi, who comes from the Alien Age, is obviously going to have different priorities there. Although I do think Elissa was very interested in helping the Alien Age. I think maybe Malachite would be a little bit more vindictive, which might lead to different outcomes for the humans involved in this situation. So I think I am going to continue to play off camera. And I'll just kind of do like overview videos of like, this is what happened. So watch out for those if you like. And yeah, thank you for joining me. Let me see if there's anything else. No, that's it. That's it for Elissa. Rip Elissa. We knew her well. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, I really like this game. I don't think it's perfect. If they were to do a like a remake of it, you know, what are they called? What are they doing a load of at the moment where they like remake old games? I can't think what it's called. I would love for them to keep a lot of the original content, but there are certain things that don't necessarily make sense. Like, we did see Arl Eamon die in that battle. We did see the guy from the Mage Tower die in that battle. And then it was like, oh, they lived happily ever after. And I'm like, no, they didn't. So there's like plot holes that I think could be tightened up slightly without ruining the outcomes. You know, I think, you know, for example, in that final battle, if we had people like Eamon and we had people like, what is his bloody name? Irving fighting with us, you know, main characters kind of thing, you know, if they became controllable. So, you know, like in Baldur's Gate, if you get a temporary companion, they kind of like attach to your face card as like a smaller face card, and you can click on them and control them. I think having them be controllable in the battle, so we had more say over whether they survived or not, being able to revive them if they did go down, that would make more sense. Rather than just being like pawns for the slaughter, you know, like nameless pawns, like all the other guys that died. Yeah, so I don't know. Is it possible to like solo mode that battle? I'd be very curious to see if people have like soloed it on like hardcore nightmare mode, solo mode. Is that even possible? Because that is a hard battle to do. Um, yeah. What else would I like to see? I would like to see more in terms of like the romance options and like cutscenes around that, because I didn't see any. That doesn't mean they're not there, but I don't know. I'd like to see more companion cutscenes, more companion opinions, more companion dialogue. Making it leaning a bit more towards like the Baldur's Gate style, where you can talk to them about what they think about things, and they'll have quite strong opinions about doing or saying certain things. Um, just more depth as well to their storylines, because I feel like Alistair got a huge amount of depth, Morrigan got a decent backstory, but I feel like everybody else, they kind of just were there. Like, they had their backstory and stuff, but we didn't really explore it that deeply. So more depth to their stories, especially Ogren, because he was just kind of like, I'm really worried about my ex. Fuck my ex. I'm over it. And it didn't land emotionally. It didn't have that kind of weight to it. So yeah, some rewriting in terms of adding more and not taking away from what is already there, I think would be really good. Um, what else as well? Better armor. I'd like more variety of the way my armor looks. So even if they do something again like Baldur's Gate, where you have like camp clothes and armor, and you can kind of like choose whichever you appear in, and maybe they added some camp clothes that you could find, so you could customize the appearance of your character more customization options would be really, really good. Yeah, maybe a few extra kind of like quests to go on would be really cool. um but I do feel like the game is really meaty. I feel like you get a lot for your money. They could throw in a few extra NPCs, a few extra quests, if they wanted to, in the existing maps. And yeah, generally maybe a minor visual upgrade, but for the most part, I like the visuals. I like the way it looks. Um, yeah, I think, a remake could be really, really good, especially in terms of getting it to play better on modern computers. It plays really well. As soon as I downloaded that hotfix from a third-party website, because I was getting the graphical crashes, it's played pretty well. I've got minimal crashes. But there is also that thing in the Mage Tower where you do like the Blood Mage route, where the guy gets stuck and you have to kind of like block his path to make him route properly. Fixing things like that, should have already been done. The game is that old and got that much prestige and made that much money that game breaking bugs like that should not be in the game. They should have fixed that bug. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I can't give it a 10 out of 10. It's not a 10 out of 10 game. It's because it is buggy and silly in places. I would say a very solid 8, stretching to a 9, just for the amount of different ways that you can deal with problems, like having those initial backstories. And then I really like that as well. I'd love for more games to do that, to have that kind of play through the backstory a little bit. How did you get to that point in the first place? And having those different backgrounds, very, very cool. I would love, I think Dragon Age should have leaned more into that. So more into that kind of like, we're around the D&D table and we all play differently, and there's many, many ways to solve a problem. There's many routes to, the finish line. And the outcomes could be very, very different. Like, you could play the same campaign on 10 different tables and it could go completely divergent routes and have very different outcomes, And I think games should lean into that more, and also kind of having evil playthroughs, being able to play as an evil character like in Baldur's Gate 3. Because if you are forced to always be, and I think Dragon Age Veilguard failed. It didn't fail, it was fairly successful, but it didn't achieve what people were expecting from it. I think Dragon Age Veilguard fell below the line for many reasons, including not having enough player choice, not having divergent storylines, feeling like you were playing as someone else's character, and, that character was always the same, and they were always very, very, I don't want to use the word woke, but I understand why people said that, because you couldn't be evil in that game. It literally wouldn't let you. And it kind of forced this really saccharine, superficial, false feeling, let's all work together as a team thing, like as though we were 3-year-olds playing, watching a Peppa Pig cartoon where it's like, your friends are really important, you should value their feelings. No, I shouldn't. I'm playing an RPG. Okay, it has this strong history of role playing, and sometimes you want to role play as the villain, right? If you look at actors, right, and movie roles, a lot of the time you get really, really good actors, often British actors, playing the villain, because it's a really interesting role to play. Ursula has the best song, Hades from Hercules, which I have opinions about, but we'll move swiftly on. The villain is also often a really fun character to play. And if you look at people like who played Snape, I can't think of his name right now, but the actor who played Alan Rickman, Die Hard, best Christmas movie ever. Alan Rickman often played these villains. I think about like Robin Hood as well. He was like the sheriff of Nottingham, right? Brilliant actor at playing villains. But if you talk to people who knew him, he was known to be this really, really nice person. Everybody absolutely loved him. And so you can be a good person and roleplay as a villain. Choosing the dirge route, going full dirge in Baldur's Gate 3 does not make you a bad person. I can't do it because I'm too attached to the characters. Like, I literally can't do it. I've tried. But, there is a difference between real life and who we are as individuals and who we roleplay as in computer games and around the table. And I like the Baldur's Gate and Larian route of being like, we will let you go full evil. You might not, and it doesn't punish you for doing that. You just get a really different route. You might not get a good outcome, but you will get the outcome that makes sense to the decisions you make, right? And if you go around being horrible to everybody and everybody hates you, that's the decision you made, and that's a sensible outcome for that, right? And so, like, Larian's like, I'm going to let you have the consequences of your actions. You can do whatever you want, and yeah, you get the outcome that you deserve. Like, that's the right way to do it, without feeling like, the game is treating us like a child. So this game has a lot of controversial things that happen in it. I think some of them could have been handled a little bit more, not sensitively, but I think they could have been handled a little bit better in the way that they're presented, because there were certain moments where it did feel like a gameplay gimmick rather than something that was actually being given the weight it deserved. So I hope that makes sense. Some of the things felt a bit shallow and icky, rather than this is a deep part of the storyline and we are treating it as a very grave situation. Especially sometimes, like, maybe, and this is a thing Veiled Card absolutely missed really badly, was the tone. So you had certain situations and they were meant to be quite serious situations, and then someone would be making like Alistair style quippy comments, and instead of it feeling like it was a normal response from a certain character, it felt like every character was making light of the situation, and so the emotion depth didn't land. It really felt kind of like everything was treated as comical, and then when you did have a serious moment, I didn't really find that it hit properly, because I was already irritated by other things. So I was kind of like, shut up. Like, why are you having to go at me when I literally didn't have a choice? You made me do this. And so, yeah, I think the tone was completely off in Veilguard. And I think it's because they tried to use a lot of that millennial humour that worked really well for Alistair. Alistair is a product of his time, right? Like, that character was, when was this made? 2008. He was a 2000s millennial character, right? That kind of flippancy. But the flippancy of Alistair, and I'm very much like this myself as well. I have dark humour. I make jokes in serious situations. But the way that it's done where it lands, which I think it does do with Alistair, is using humor to cope. Using humor because laughing in those painful moments is the only thing you can do, right? That, and the self kind of like self I don't know, like the self kind of I can't think what I'm trying to say, like degrading of the self, right? Like putting oneself down in those humorous moments. I think Alistair lands perfectly because he was written as a millennial character with millennial flippancy in a millennial game, right? And then I think because Veilguard tried to have this millennial flippancy with all the characters, it just felt stupid, right? It just didn't land. It didn't land for its audience, who were, you know, some of whom were millennials, because like they didn't understand. It's like the emotional understanding of when to use that flippancy was lost, and they were just like, Alistair's flippant, people love him, we'll make everybody flippant, and it just didn't work. And so I don't know, what am I waffling on about now? 90% of this game is just me waffling, but let me know if you agree, let me know if you feel differently, because like I say, there's a lot of talk in the gaming community at the moment. Like BioWare's out there, the devs are out there talking about remaking a Dragon Age game, or like another Dragon Age game. You know, do we think they should make it in-house by the same company? Do we think maybe they should look for a different studio to make a Dragon Age Origins game? I think Larian would be perfect. I also think Kingdom Come Deliverance, I think they have that really good balance of seriousness and humor. What's their studio? Oh, what's their studio called? I follow them and I can't think of the bloody name of the studio. But the people who made Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, I think, would do a good job of it. Who else? I don't know. There's probably a few developers who would really, really love to take a stab at Dragon Age. And I don't know, if EA were to make another Dragon Age game or even remake Origins, they really have to understand what went wrong with Veilguard. And I know people were out there saying it's because there was a transgender character, it was too woke. That's not what it was. It's because it felt really surface level. It felt like, you know, when a corporate is like, looking at the ratings, I think people would enjoy this game if it was really woke and we had a transgender character. And then like the kind of the grittiness, you know, the controversial issues, the actual things that make a fight worth fighting felt like they kind of like been removed from the game, probably by people who are like, this is too controversial, this is too controversial. And then not only that, but then to feel like everything was a joke and that you didn't have any player agency and everything felt funneled and repetitive. Like there's so many reasons why Veilguard didn't hit the same way that other games hit. And I'm just really, really worried that if they took Dragon Age Origins, because people do criticize some of the more controversial things that happen in this game, that instead of going back and maybe rewriting certain sections and, you know, maybe adding a bit more depth to the things that's happening, a bit more kind of context, a bit more seriousness in dealing with certain topics. I think, you know, if they just went back and were just kind of like, we'll just remove those bits, we'll just take those bits out, you know, because then it's kind of like, if they removed the whole like sexual usage and, you know, rape of the slaves in the alienage, if they just removed that, you wouldn't understand why the alienage kind of like hated the humans so much, and you wouldn't feel as justified in just like killing all the humans in that castle, you know, because you know, I think context matters, you know, and it's not having a theme itself, it's not having a situation itself, but it's the dialogue and situation that it's put in that matters. And I'm scared that if they remade Origins with the same team that made Veilguard, you would then have everybody just kind of sat around going, oh, rape is bad. You know, like, we all agree rape is bad. You shouldn't rape people. You should ask for consent. And like having those stupid discussions that they have in Veilguard where it's kind of like, you sort of feel like show not tell, you know. It's kind of like you can say the same things in the game in a way that feels natural and like, you know, spontaneous comments through the characters rather than being like, let's sit around and tell people what to think, you know. Like, stop it. I don't know, let me know what you think. Am I even making sense at this point? I know what I want to say. I don't know if I'm necessarily explaining it as in the best way possible, but hopefully some of you will feel the same way, and if you don't, kind of at least understand where I'm coming from. I don't know. Dragon Age Origins, brilliant game, deserved all those awards. Dragon Age Veilguard, in comparison, I would give it like a 4. Like, if it wasn't a Dragon Age game, if it was made by a smaller company, and it was like their first game, and I don't know, you didn't have the weight of the lore and the history and the expectations of Dragon Age, I'd be like, this is an okay game. Like, good try. You can definitely build on this. But because you shouldn't have the you gave it a shot game at the end of a hugely canonical series, right? It shouldn't be like, you gave it a shot. Good try. We're all a team here. We support our friends even when they fail. No, Dragon Age Veilguard, you should have done better. I don't know what failed. I don't know what happened. And that, like, it's not a complete failure as well. Like, there's certain things that you can see in Veilguard where you think somebody had a really good idea here, but then for some reason the execution of that idea sucks. like you can see, like, there was some groundwork there where it made sense, and then it was, you know, I don't know whether the team kept on chopping and changing. There's a lot of like theories around what happened to Veilguard. It sounds like a lot of it was partially, a lot of it was because of like the admin side of things rather than like the people who were working on the game. But the writing was terrible. The writing was so bad, and I don't know why, but I don't know. Like, I think people want a really good Dragon Age game so badly, and I think the weight of the name of the brand, you know, they could do, if they went a more Baldur's Gate Dragon Age Origins style where every choice mattered and you had freedom of choice, and it went really into like the RPG route of you can really customize your character, you can customize your backstory, the dialogue options, they're gonna let you play as different personalities, you know, you have different origin characters to choose, you know, like if they really went the kind of tabletop gaming RPG route, and really opened it up and went back to the roots of what made those original games great, it could be so good. But like, don't give me a dialogue choice and then react as though I've said something completely different, because that pissed me off so badly. And a thing I'd like to see as well with Dragon Age, and I don't know how other people would feel about this, but it's a huge thing for me, the voice acting. Like, the American voices, and not just American, but like the very kind of like, oh, I live in LA. It sounds like a Barbie movie to me. Like, it doesn't sound right in a game like this. And I understand they've always spoken like that, you know, it's the game's law that the certain races speak in different voices. I would love to see that revised. Maybe if they did a huge survey across like multiple people, and just really kind of like tested that with players and saw the feedback. Maybe if you are American it doesn't stand out to you as much, but like, as somebody who lives in Europe and plays, you know, a lot of medieval leaning style RPG games, local, like, European voices sound a lot better. Personally, I would have specifically dwarves from Orzammar, I would love to see them be Scottish. And my reference point for that is Divinity Original Sin 2. There's a companion in that game who's a dwarf, and he's voiced by a Scottish voice actor. I can't remember his name, but you can easily look it up. And he also plays Kaz in Still Wakes the Deep, which I'm also currently playing on my channel. He has such a great voice, and I think Scottish for dwarves would work really, really well. I would go Irish for the elves, or possibly maybe kind of like Romanian sort of way, even like Eastern Europe sort of way. But I would love to have like, I think elves being like having Irish accents would work super well. Definitely better than American accents, because you still get that kind of because the Irish accents, and there's a lot of them, they always tend to be a little bit lilted. They always tend to be a little bit like pretty sounding, like musical sounding, which, you know, like where Scottish accents tend to sound quite gruff and work really well for dwarves. I think those kind of lilted accents would work really, really well for elves, in a way that matches the energy of the American accents, but without sounding completely out of place in a game like this. I think English accents work really, really well for the humans. I think, you know, going sort of French slash Middle East, I think Italian works really, really well for the Antivan crows. I think probably French or Middle Eastern for Orlais would work really, really well. So I would definitely keep it to kind of like medieval Europe and kind of like the Middle East. I think keeping the accents from those regional places would work so much better. Because for me, hearing those American accents, again, completely jerks me out of the depth of the game and makes it sound like I'm watching a Barbie movie, which doesn't fit the vibe, in my opinion. So a lot of changes I would personally make. That's kind of where I stand. Again, even talking about other RPGs, like, Larian are currently working on a new Divinity game and currently like an undisclosed other game. I really, really like actually being able to play the origin backstories. So, you know, being able to play through a little bit of Shadowheart's backstory, where, you know, you're perhaps given this quest by the Mother Superior, and you've got your little team, and you have to go to the Githyanki camp and like steal the thing. You know, to have to do that as her introduction story would be crazy. And they could even leave context out. So, you know, you could see her torturing her parents, but not be told who they are, you know? And then it's like you realize who she was torturing in the beginning, and you're like, oh my God. Or, you know, playing as Astarion, and, you know, he's, you know, maybe trying to run away from some of the, what they call who hunts him? What's that tribe called? The Gur. So maybe he's like in the forest, he's trying to get away from the Gur. And then I think, was he taken from Baldur's Gate? I don't know. Or like you see him trying to convince somebody to come back to Cazador's thing. You know, there's so many different things that you could do to give you the motivations of that character. I mean, Baldur's Gate 3 is a perfect game for me. Like, it is a 9.999999 out of 10. But I think going forward, to have like actually play the backstory would be really, really cool. And then for every single choice you make to feel very different. So I would love for games to go into kind of like, you know how in Baldur's Gate and D&D you have like your background. So you're a thief, you're a sage, what else is there? You're a fighter. There's like all these different backgrounds. If there was like mini stories for each of the backgrounds, or like, you know, little like small things in each area for each background, I think that would be really, really engaging as well. So like, because if you play as a paladin in Baldur's Gate 3, sorry, I'm just waffling. If you play as a paladin in Baldur's Gate 3, you get the whole Oathbreaker quest line, right? And I really like that. So even if it's a small amount of extra gameplay, a few extra cutscenes for, the thing that you have specifically chose, whether you're an origin story or whether you play as a Tav or a Dirge, right? Whatever your customized character is, if the game wiggles and adds all those small things depending on who you are, obviously that is going to take a lot of gameplay engineering, a lot of story writing to get right. It's going to cost money. But I think, I think we live in a world that puts money at the center of everything, and we shouldn't do that. We're humans, right? The point of being a human is not to make a load of money and then die and not be able to take it with you. The point of being a human is to do the humanities, right? To create art that explores the emotional experiences of being a human, to create media and games and films, and to do things for the love of it, right? To do things because you've got a story to tell, you've got a passion, you've got you want to leave a legacy of, imagine being the people who wrote Dragon Age Origins. It won all those awards. Even now people are playing it and saying this is one of the best Dragon Age games, if not the best Dragon Age game. To have made a piece of art that stands the test of time and people still sing the praises of, and for it to be, such a piece of art that was created in its own specific time period, where, I was talking about Alistair being such a millennial character, with his hairstyle and stuff. Like, he was such a creature of his time. And so when we create games, even if it's in a fantasy setting, even if it's in a a historical setting or whatever it is, even if the game is not about our current time, it speaks about who we are. That's why Veilguard, I think, sitting the year it was made, and you look at online discourse and you look at how people are talking about things being too woke, and like, a lot of the social and societal issues that exist in the time that Veilguard was written, the way that, you can't say certain things online without being absolutely mobbed. It's almost like, I think Veilguard was written in a period of time online where everybody felt like you had to have the 100% correct opinion all the time, and whatever you said people would jump on. Internet police were rife, and I'm very, very left leaning. I'm very, very liberal. I know I've said certain things in this the context of this specific video that people might not believe me, but I believe in personal freedom and liberties to a certain extent, as long as it doesn't impinge on the personal freedoms and liberties of somebody else. But I even think that there was a period of political and social history where things got too clinical and too self-righteous, and people would knock people down to score internet points and be like, I'm the better person, my opinion's better on the internet, you're a terrible person and I'm a great person and I'm going to tell you why, and it's horrible. It's kind of like, shut the fuck up. And that's coming from me as a very liberal lefty person. It's kind of like, because for me it kind of came full circle to the point of when you start telling people what they can and can't say, and when you start policing freedom of speech in that way, you start to then come quite tyrannical, because it's like people don't have freedom of speech, people don't have freedom of expression if everything they say gets absolutely jumped on and then they get cancelled. And so it is a form of tyranny to police the internet and police what people are saying. And that can be quite hard for a lot of people who are quite on the left to understand, because they're like, well, consequences of your actions. But consequences of your actions is a very different thing to fostering an environment where only one opinion is the right opinion and you can't have nuanced arguments. And I would give an example of this very cautiously of there's a certain country at the moment that's doing a lot of very, very bad things. And, if you criticize the bad things that country is doing, people will say that you are a certain word. And you're like, I'm not that word. I just don't think these certain actions should be done by anyone, and they're doing those actions. But any kind of criticism, and you can see how careful I'm being saying this, any kind of criticism of that country's politics becomes is perceived as being a criticism of a religion across the world globally. And it's like, well, no, it's not a criticism of the religion and the people who believe in that, or the people who live in this country. It's specifically a criticism of the actions of the government and our government in the UK in response to that, because there's things that are doing that do infringe on people's personal liberties. For example, an 80-year-old woman who is a priest holding a sign saying that they don't believe that crimes against humanity should happen is getting arrested and being called a T word. You know, you can see with your own eyes where, you know, a crackdown on freedom of speech is happening, which is tyrannical in order to protect very bad things from happening. So you have to be really, really careful when people start to police freedom of speech and freedom of self-expression. And I'm not saying there's any right or wrong anywhere in that. I'm saying that you have to think about it, and you have to really look at, like, what are your core values. My core values are Odysseus went too far when he did what he did with the baby, right? If you know, you know. And so, you know, you have to have, in a very complicated world where things are not black and white and everything is very nuanced, your personal values have to be really, really strong. And I don't know. I waffle a lot. I waffle way too much. If you're still here, thank you for watching to the end of the video. I assume if you're still here, you're like me and you're kind of like also mid-rant. You're also like, yeah. Either that, or you're just kind of like, you're the government, you're my Chinese spy making notes on everything I'm saying. Like, she doesn't believe in democracy, guys. I do believe in democracy. I just think that there are flaws within the democratic systems that need to be looked at clearly and addressed, because people like to exploit certain things and take advantage of people. Okay, there's no perfect system. I'm gonna go. I sometimes think, why don't I get more views? And then I'm like, I'm probably shadow banned from 90% of the internet for being too nuanced. It's like, I'm not controversial enough. I need to have a stronger take. I need those clickbait titles. I don't know. Take care of yourselves. Let me know what you think of Dragon Age Origins. Let me know what you would want to see from either a Dragon Age Origins remake or from a new Dragon Age game, because I think now is the time to start having those discussions, because the idea of those things is floating around online, and we know that the people who want to make games that people are interested in playing. Sometimes not. Sometimes it's like, why did you make that game? Why didn't you make this game? Yeah, I think get your voices heard, whether it's here or just, you know, tag them on the internet. I don't know, because opinions matter. And saying what we want from a new game matters. I'm gonna go. Take care of your faces. Bye, friends. Just takes me a minute to shut down my video. Bye, friends.